Well, anyway, welcome to Smunday, the most inconvenient time slot for most people, with
Promote.
Darren Miller and Matthew Janitis. Welcome,
I'd like to
welcome.
know.
Hi,
I
little
would like to
wings.
know. I would like to know. It would be interesting if there's anybody in the world where it's the perfect time for the show to start.
It's like I think it's like Easter Island in the middle of the Pacific or something, where like the Oonga Boongas
Greenland.
are there, like Oonga Boonga, Oonga Boonga.
It's Antarctica. There's a bunch of people like sitting around a computer watching it.
Yeah, they just found out what a computer was, and like Smunday comes on, they're like,
This is a perfect time for a show.
yeah. Why do they say it's the most inconvenient? So how's everybody doing in the chats today? Hi, Mom. My mom's here. Ricky Slayer's here. He's laughing. Celebrate death. It's perfect for me. No one sleeps in Sin City, so he must be in Las Vegas. Zippity Doodah says, whenever the Titanic, wherever the Titanic lies, is the best time. Yeah, that's interesting.
Probably
Visual illusion. Yeah, 10:30 p.m. Isn't so bad. Isn't so bad. Got home from work about an hour ago. So 10:30 p.m. is a good time, I guess, if you're laying in bed.
West Coast. Or no, yeah, that's West Coast time.
Oh, yeah,
But it is
that's your
it's
time.
inconvenient for me tonight because I'm so fucking tired. I wasn't able to get to sleep. I was trying. I couldn't get to sleep until the sun came up, and then I woke up so many times. And
Okay.
I get so fucking tired. But I'm good to go.
1:37 a.m. in New York.
It's almost like the quality of my visual is better than yours. That's weird.
Yeah, you fixed yours when you took your screen projector off, and then mine is just because I have a very cheap phone.
Well, I have a very cheap phone too, but my quality of Wi-Fi and picture has increased. Anyway.
And mine's decreased.
That's boring. 1:38 in Florida, but a lot of you guys visit Punk Fighter. That's cool. Well, we don't really.
Aww.
We don't schedule it. We just, we could have.
It's supposed to be on Sunday night or Monday morning my time, Sunday night your time, and we usually do it then. But every once in a while, if we don't, we'll just do an unannounced show, which is even cooler because anybody that's watching, like right now, Little Wing Dreams is watching on her coffee break.
That's sweet. But even though we're supposed to do it on Sunday night me, Monday morning you, we never say what the time is going to be. So
yeah, it's true. It's usually 10 a. Well, now lately it's been more 10 p.m. your time, 8 a.m. my time, which happens to work really good for me. But a lot of the times we did it. Sometimes we did it at 5 a.m. my time.
Yeah,
7
it's different
p.m.
all the time.
your time.
Even if it's supposed to be 10 or 10:30, it's usually like 10:20, 10:23. So yeah, I guess, but that's what makes it so special because the people that come in, they're here. So that is what's important. So
I'm missing beautiful Pennsylvania weather.
Yeah. President.
You were going to read that. Rose Dawson on a door in the Atlantic. Next promo for Smunday. Who's Rose Dawson?
Oh, is that the character from Titanic?
Oh yeah, Rose.
Yeah,
oh my
Rose.
God.
So while
I've never seen that.
While Leonardo Capatrio or whatever his name is, he's like holding onto the like wooden plank. She's got her like Wi-Fi on, and she's watching Smunday as he freezes and sinks to the bottom of the ocean. It's probably 6 p.m.
Nice.
Where the Titanic.
Well, so what should we talk about today? Let's talk about something fun. We've been talking about band stuff a lot.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of boring because there's.
It is. I've been thinking about.
I want to hear about people.
I'm babbling because I'm trying to think of stuff to talk about, and I feel like that we already like talked about everything.
Yeah. What about like is everybody starting to feel a little bit better, or like people still feeling like depressed and lonely? Because for me, I'm starting to feel a little bit better because it's the weather's starting to like the sun is coming out more, so it's not January anymore. So
Yeah.
my spirits are a little bit more up than they were in January, which was horrible. But how's everybody else in the chats feeling? Are you guys like starting to feel a little bit better with life in general? Let's talk about some indie horror movies. Well, that would be Darren's expertise. I don't know much
Oh
about.
yeah, I'm still doing some scoring. You know, it's business.
Yeah.
We got hired. The music that we did for this movie, we started, it was kind of like a demo. We're like, they said, okay, here's our movie. Please do music to it. We gave them some temporary tracks to fiddle with, and
Yeah.
they loved it. I was surprised that they loved it because it was something that we whipped together really quickly, and I know that we can do 10 times better. So it's exciting to think that they liked something that we didn't really take that seriously, because when me and Steven get together and we make music, we're on the same page. And it's different from being like in a rock band, like with me and you and someone else. It's like, all right, here's a part in the movie where like this happens, and then we're like, let's do this. And we both like figure it out almost exactly. We're on the same exact page. So we work very quickly scoring movies. So if anybody has movies they want to do out there and they're going to do them and you want music, half of the movie's success is the music. So yeah, get in touch with us because we do that and we love to do it. And nobody has seen more movies than I have, good or bad. A lot of them are bad. And the thing that makes a bad movie most usually is when the director, the music, but also like if it's a low budget movie, don't hire your girlfriend to be the lead. Don't hire your best friend to be the antagonist.
That's true.
Yeah, just if you want to make a movie and you want to sit and be the only one that watches it, go ahead and do what you want. But if you're going to do a movie, and I get this from Netflix, this shit on Netflix that I've seen is unbelievably bad. You could tell exactly what happened. The music was like a favor somebody did. The actors and actresses are friends. Sometimes it's a pretty decent script. Usually the dialogue is horrible. I'm just talking about bad movies because 90% of movies that are independent are bad.
Darren, it's interesting. It's interesting that you say that because I've been watching Netflix, from time to time, and what I've noticed lately is, like in the 80s and 90s and maybe even early 2000s, I used to watch movies and just enjoy movies, and every once in a while I'd be like, oh, that's a crappy movie, or maybe more than that. But nowadays, when I'm watching Netflix, because they do so many of these things, I'm usually like, wow, there's bad acting. I can actually pick it out. It's very easy to tell that there's bad acting in this. And there's so many of these with bad acting in it now.
And they're really, really cheap movies. I don't know. Like,
unbelievable.
I know what you're talking about. Like, usually when people go on Netflix and they find a movie that they've never heard of, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, this looks cool. Those movies that you find, I mean, it's hard to find really, really cheap movies. But if you stumble upon a movie that sounds like it might be cool when you go to watch it and it totally sucks, usually that movie that you stumble upon costs $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, anywhere from $1 million to, millions of dollars. I'm talking about movies made by independent movie makers, where the movies cost like $100,000, or they cost
Are they better?
$50,000.
Are they better?
Never, hardly ever. But it's funny.
Okay.
I've seen really, really cheap movies that are really good. There are $50,000 movies out there that are good because the only thing that the movie makers are not really good at is raising money, or they're really good at stretching a dollar. But they know enough to not cast like their mother as like their mother. They don't cast their girlfriend as the lead actress. You got to ignore all those things. When you get some money, if you have a good idea for a movie, especially horror, because horror is the cheapest movies to make, and they're the most successful movies to make off of such a small budget, you got to be witty enough with the small amount of money that you have to say, okay, no, I'm sorry, Sarah, I can't have you. Even though you're my fiance, I can't put you as the lead because you're not an actress. Even though you think you are, you're not. So you have to be able to say, I got to cast this thing. I got to hire people that know what they're doing. You know, there's a lot of different things that go into making a movie, and I've never even made one. But when it comes to making music for a movie, I mean, I've acted in movies, but when it comes to making music for a movie, that's pretty much usually the first thing that will turn somebody off or on. If you have a cheap movie, I hate to say cheap, but inexpensive, low budget. You have a low budget film and people turn it on. First thing they're going to notice is, did you have that, you know, crane shot or that what's it called? Those robots that's fucking Amazon has them. What are they called? They float around. Anybody? Can't think of the word.
Just trying to turn my candle on so it looks cooler in the background. Sorry.
Drones. Thank you. Yes, every visual delusion. Thank you. You always come up with the words I'm looking for. I couldn't think of the word drone. A lot of low-budget movies will try to like impress everybody with an opening drone shot, but as soon as that music comes in and it's not good, people are gonna turn it off. But they're not gonna know why. They're gonna be like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. But it's gonna be because of the music. So we want to be the independent movie maker's helper by doing top-notch, you know, Fast and Furious kind of music at a reasonable price. That was the point of what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but that was the thing is that these higher budget movies is almost similar to music in a way, because sometimes bands have like pretty decent budgets and they can go into studios and make really sonically good sounding music, but if they don't have good songs, that doesn't really matter. And the bands that maybe have good songs have trouble raising money too.
Right. But, you know, with all the stuff that we have, me and Stephen Petrie have, he helped me work on Acoustified. And we work at a church that's right in Santa Clarita. And we have everything. Like, he has everything. So, of course, we want to step up that ladder and eventually we're basically just a couple of starting up John Carpenters that know how to be John Carpenter. Hopefully better than John Carpenter. And I like to write themes. Like the movie that we're working on now, it has a theme that runs throughout it, just like Halloween. And all the best low-budget movies do have musical themes. Phantasm, obviously Halloween has Phantasm has and there's like a lot of Italian horror movies that have Goblin that come up with themes. So we're kind of like what CKY was gonna be based off of is horror riffs turned into songs. But yeah, and I mean now we're doing, you know, Godzilla has a theme. Just think of anything that's like big, it has a theme. It has Jurassic Park has that theme. It's like I can't remember what it is, but you know what I'm talking about. And a lot of movies have that, which I think is really, really strange because that makes the music. When you can put a movie franchise up against a musical piece that represents all the movies made in that franchise, then people are going to love that franchise. So basically that's what we're doing. So to answer the question, yeah, we're scoring. We were working on it on Wednesday. Last day.
So what else is going on in the chats, y'all? What would you guys and gals that are watching right now like us to talk about, or what's been going on with you? Because like we said, we wanted to make this a little bit more, you know, for everybody today. We've been talking about ourselves so much, and it should be about you as well.
We've covered a lot in the last couple of days.
Yeah, and maybe next week we can talk about more, but I don't want to talk about it this week. I don't think you do either.
No,
I'm kind of burnt out on all this stuff.
Yeah. Back to the Future has a cool thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
It does. I can't think of it offhand,
Uh,
but
Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones.
there's a lot of movies that just don't. Most of them aren't franchise movies because when a movie becomes a franchise, then they just repeat the music that was in the original, and then you hear it as a theme. But
Well, some movies have bands as the soundtrack. Like they'll just put a song that's already existing. They won't make a soundtrack for
I
it.
hate that. I hate when
Yeah,
horror movies.
like Back in Black. And it's like some movie or something.
That's one thing for like a music. There's two different kinds of original motion picture soundtracks, and I've always wondered why they call it that. Like the original motion picture soundtrack. Well, what else would it be? What do you mean original motion picture soundtrack? But there's two different kinds of soundtrack albums. There's for a lot of movies. There's like the music from the movie, which is scored by a somebody that makes music for movies, and then there's like maybe the song soundtrack, like The Crow, for instance. The Crow has a theme that's done by Graham Revell, and that's the score soundtrack. And then there's another Crow soundtrack that has like Pantera and Rage Against the Machine and Nine Inch Nails and For Love Not Lisa and Helmet and all that stuff. So yeah, it's cool to use. Like it depends on like the vibe of the movie, but I can't stand when like movies use like rock and metal songs as the score.
Yeah.
Like
What
if
would you
someone
say?
in the
What
movie
would you?
playing the song on a stereo, it's
Uh-huh.
embarrassing.
What would you consider like? Well, Spinal Tap's not a movie; it's a rockumentary. But like, I like that they use their own band, Spinal Tap, for the soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah. But that's
That's
also like a mockumentary in which doesn't really need to be scored because it's not supposed to be. Spinal Tap is supposed to be something real that's going on in real time. So why would it have a score?
you know what I would like to work on something with you, possibly, would be like a new version of a rockumentary in 2024.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's so much
That,
funny, cool
I,
shit
that,
that's so different than the
that
80s.
ideas come up. I think that now is the best time for us to want to be documenting things. Playing in rock and
Yeah,
metal, playing in rock and metal bands in 2023. It's very, very, very different than it was. And
the different funnies. It's like there's different things that are funny than in the 80s.
yeah,
Although Puppet Show, Spinal Tap first, Puppet Show last, or whatever, Puppet Show
yeah,
first, but that still happens
that Magic Johnson.
sometimes too.
If I told them what I've told them 100 times, put Spinal Tap and Puppet. Us we got a better dressing room than the puppets, do we? Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
But I don't
And
think
the
a lot
funny
of
thing
people
is,
understand how like true to life Spinal Tap is, which is funny because Christopher Guest,
yeah,
Mike McKean, and Harry Shearer, I don't think they ever played in a rock or metal band, but I guarantee you they based 90% off of Spinal Tap. That movie is based off of it, definitely.
it's amazing how they wrote those songs that are awesome songs too.
And purposely poorly performed them. It'd be hard to
Jeez.
purposely poorly perform or record a song just so that people think that your band is bad. And I don't know, maybe they're even more genius by knowing that they wouldn't be a good rock band, so they just recorded the songs as best they could, knowing that they'd
Maybe.
be
What would
bad.
be what would be a good example? And this question is for Darren, but also if you're in a band and you're watching this, what would be a good example of like a Spinal Tappy thing that would happen in 2023 today? Like when they brought down the little people and they brought down the little Stonehenge and stuff, like that's funny, but okay, but what would be funny something like that today?
Oh God,
Something similar.
a band that relies totally on Pro Tools and computers. If their computer froze in the middle of a set and they were forced to play for real, yeah, that
That's
that
funny.
happens all the time. Like I don't think most people don't know that when they go to concerts, a lot of the artists they go to see aren't actually playing, or they're playing very little. For Kiss right now, the funniest thing that could happen in 2023 is for Kiss's show to, in a computer's online sense, to completely collapse. And then we would only just hear what they're really doing, which is that it's kind of like all those videos of like Britney Spears that are online. Like there's all different, like Taylor Swift and Katy Perry. Like you can go online and you can find like the real vocals that go through before they're fixed and treated. You can find videos of what they really sound like before they're put through all that shit.
I have a good idea. Like, I think this new thing should be like skits, but like skits that could actually really happen. So it's a movie, yes, but it's also based on true events. And like one would be today, somebody mentioned Gen Z and social media. It's like, wouldn't it be funny if there was a band and they were like, yeah, we just got a new album and we're doing this and we're doing that, we're fucking it. And they go on a live stream and they're like, yeah. And then they forget to stop the live stream, and then they put the phone down, and everybody's like, fuck, man, this sucks. You know, like we're not nothing's happening, and you're like, what the fuck's going on?
There is a band that I saw some guy complaining, like a guy that was in a band. I don't know what band it was. I can't remember, but I saw it online, maybe through Metal Injection or something. But it was like kind of big news where this band had to cancel their tour because their computer program got erased or something. That's like, can't you just play? Like, oh, our show got completely deleted from our laptop. It's like, can't you play without it? Like, if it's that important, just take the laptop on tour. I don't understand it. But basically, you know, we live in an age where not playing is acceptable. Not singing.
That's why I am and you are. We're like dinosaurs in the music business because we actually play, and I don't want to not play.
But we're not those kind of dinosaurs that are like, well, where's the fax machine? Like, no, you don't use the fax machine. You can text.
I don't.
No, it's dinosaurs.
Yeah, we were on a live stream.
The new thing to do is to use the fax machine, and we want to do the cooler shit.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to use the fax machine. I don't want a beeper again. I've had one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I used to think of like my dad and his dad and my grandparents or whatever, and they were like, back in our day, we used to play kick the can and then run and hide, and it's like, okay, well now we have better things than that. But now today's better things, like if our kids looked at us and said, you guys are so lame, like you don't have this or you don't have that. We actually had shit better than there is now. Yeah. You know? And
yeah.
We're on the talking about because I'm tired but it's actually like we were more ahead of our time than people are now. So we're actually not the dinosaurs. We're older people making art that takes a lot more work than we're using less of other people's technology to do the same thing that people with technology are doing.
Yeah,
I guess
it's part of the like if you want to be called a rock and roll band, in my opinion, there's an element of danger in it, and one of those elements is when you're performing live and your cable comes out or somebody steps on your pedals or something happens. Right. That's the point. When things fuck up, that's what makes it cool, as long as you don't deliberately fuck it up. That's one thing, one element that makes rock and roll cool, in my opinion.
If you're 24 years old and you're on stage and everything's being controlled by a computer and you don't have to worry about anything, that seems more dinosauric than what we do, I'd say.
Yeah, but they should want the computer. They should want the computers to mess up and somebody spill beer on the computer, so that way they have to poorly perform their music live and experience what it's like. Because otherwise, what's the fun in that? You just push play and then you sit back and just pretend that you're doing all this amazing things. Like, I don't know. Rush did it. I mean, there was 3 of them, and they all fucking played everything at the same time, and they did it awesome.
And they know how to do it, so they don't need anything to help them do something they know really well how to do. I mean, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift concert tickets are like $1,200, and it's $1,200 to what? Go watch her.
To watch her. Change different outfits. To watch her change different outfits.
Is the big like climax of paying that much money to go see her is just to see that she's actually on the stage, or to watch her walk out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not paying for her to sing, because she's not. So
and
what are you paying?
And to interact with the fans. Like, if you're a guy and if you're a single guy and you go to a Taylor Swift show, probably pick up some chicks, maybe. I guess I'm thinking. But I guess like it's all about the crowd interaction too.
It'd be hard to pick up. I think that'd be a hard show to pick up chicks at, but I don't know. I don't know why my mind thinks weird things, but I digress. I don't know who would go to her show. Kids, maybe.
I wouldn't go. I just think
people that aren't smart enough to know that she's not really singing. Like, if you told her audience, if you went to her concert and you confirmed to yourself that woman is not singing. It's very obvious to me. There's no denying it. I know she's not singing. If you told half of the people there that she's not singing, they would think you were crazy. But she's not. I mean, maybe the dancing.
Yeah.
Maybe the dancing is that what she does? Because if she has like one of those little like mouth mics like this, that.
Yeah, like Madonna.
Madonna. Like, Madonna actually used to sing and do all those dances, and I think Britney Spears did too. But now they're just a prop. Because if you ever the real feed that comes from those things, they suck.
I feel bad for Madonna because I like Madonna. I like her voice. A lot of people make fun of her voice. Okay, whatever. But at least she did it. And a lot of the pop stars today aren't singing. They're lip singing. So it's not fair that everybody gives Madonna shit for not being a great singer, even though she actually did it.
Well, Madonna was a great singer live. I mean, what now? But she's not a good singer? I know.
No, I'm talking about in the 90s and the 80s. No,
she was fine. Everybody loved her voice. Whitney Houston sang. There was a point where Mariah Carey actually sang. Now, whether Madonna is going to go... I know Madonna's going on tour because I had to listen to the radio the other day because I was driving my wife's car and there's no CD player. So I was listening to the radio and they were talking about Madonna tickets. And I'm like, Madonna's going on tour? There's no way she's going to be singing. No, not anymore. No. So she's going to have that thing right here, and I guess she'll try to do the dances. That'll be the most important part. But no, her show is going to be totally auto-tuned and lip-synced and all that stuff. But back in the day, Madonna, they all did the real thing. They didn't have the technology to not play. And in fact, back when you did get caught lip-syncing, your career was over. Milli Vanilli is the perfect example of that. Anybody that doesn't know who Milli Vanilli is, when they got busted lip-syncing, they had to give back their Grammy. Their career was Milli Vanilli was the first victim of cancel culture. Like they were done.
And do you remember the
done after that? What?
Do you remember the line? Do you remember the line that they looped that got frozen?
Yeah,
it was girl, you know, it's girl, you know, it's girl, you know.
And you see one of them. I love the best part is when they're dancing like this, and it's like, girl, you know, it's girl, you know, it's girl, and then the guy's just like, girl, you know. You can't run, buddy. There's nowhere for you to go. You can't run away. You're done.
Oh.
But now it's
that sucks.
It sucks,
but see now.
What do you?
Now they get away with it.
Everybody gets.
Well, no.
That's the way to it.
I was just.
If you're gonna get caught, if you're doing something and it's possible for you to get caught, you better prepare for that day that you're gonna get caught.
It's true, because everybody gets caught. Everybody gets caught.
If you're doing something shady or dishonest, and it's possible that you could get caught, you better prepare for that day. Rehearse it. rehearse that day where you get caught. Okay, guys, we're going to be lip syncing. There's very possible something could go wrong and we get caught. Let's figure out right now what to do if we get caught. Nobody rehearses for getting caught for anything I do.
Yeah, like a fire drill.
Yeah, it's a fire drill. Like, girl, you know it's, girl, you know it's, girl, you know it's up. It's just, okay, it's just a drill. People still think that you're singing. Cool. It's like, you know, all that stuff, all the criminal shit, like Harvey Weinstein. Like he should have been prepared for the day he was going to get caught. You know, like stuff like that. You should know what you're going to do on the day that you could possibly get caught doing something.
Yeah, or just don't do anything that you might get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley Simpson.
Simpson was the best. She also tried to do a little escape kind of thing, like on a Monday, I am taking. On a Tuesday, I am. Dude, that is the best. That is the best. And at the end, she's like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. My band went into the wrong song. She tried to blame it on her band. Like these poor hired guns that like, these poor like fucking 3 Hollywood douchebags that were in her band. She threw them under the bus. They played the wrong song. No. It doesn't work like that. No. Your mouth isn't moving because the words.
Yeah. And she knew what she was doing. Like, she knew the computer could break. She should have known the computer could break.
You don't go on Saturday Night Live if you're dependent on something that needs perfect Wi-Fi and internet reception.
My techs are the best in the business. They will never let that happen to me. It's like, well, it happened to you on Saturday Night Live.
She wasn't even smart. I don't even think she was in control enough of her career to even know that something like that could happen. I think she was just doing what she was told. Her dad is like that Simpson guy, that Simpson dad, biggest scumbag. He was like the biggest scumbag in the early 2000s, like whoring off his daughters to do this shitty pop crap. And now no one wants
to you got to do what you got to do.
So embarrassing. Like, what did Ashley Simpson do today? Like
today? Yeah, that's a good question. What is she doing right now?
Yeah, what is she doing right now? I don't mean like as a career. Like, what is she doing right now? Like this year, last 2 years, like today.
Yeah.
February 17th. Is it the 17th?
21st.
Today is it 21st? No.
Well, it's the 20th for you, but it's the 21st for me.
Really? Okay. So right now, February 21st.
Mm-hmm.
What is
she doing
right now?
Is she in an exotic Mediterranean place?
Yeah. I'm sure she's in LA somewhere. I'm sure she's within 30 miles of me on either side, 40 miles maybe.
Yeah.
And I wonder if she thought about the Saturday Night Live thing today.
Yeah, we are. Is she trying to get into acting now? She's starting her acting career?
No, she's done. She's done. That night on Saturday Night Live ended everything that was going to happen for her. It ended everything that did happen for her because it made it all not real. And everyone just disappeared. And I want to know what it's like to be this huge celebrity. And, obviously most of them, they go down, and it takes a very long time.
Yeah.
Like even Vanilla Ice is somebody like, what? Ice, baby.
But he could still bring more people out to a show than Jessica Simpson could now.
Possibly. But
I think
I would like to know what it's like, and I think there should be movies and documentaries about people like this. I think they'd be too humiliated to do a documentary, but I would like to know like what happened to Ashley Simpson after that horrible night. Like it was a horrible night. It ended everything. And,
it was probably a horrible few months for her, for the rest of the year or even for her.
Everybody thought that she was totally legit, just like her sister, who was not totally legit either. But then there was like a Super Bowl thing, I think, where they tried to keep Ashley Simpson on, and I remember watching that. She's like, "I want you to make me, I want you to make it," and then like the whole Super Bowl boozer.
What about like a documentary of like all the people that have big fails in every genre, like Ashley Simpson, like Will Smith with his slap, the dude that just shot somebody on set and killed somebody. What's his name?
Oh,
the
Baldwin.
Famous actor. Like all those people. Like let's hearing all their stuff.
That's an ethical issue. I don't really know much about that, but I don't think it's Alec Baldwin's fault. I'm talking about people that knew from the very beginning of their career that they were lying. They were lying.
Yeah.
They knew it from the very beginning. I want to know what it's like for just everything to cave in at once. Like Amber Heard is
that possible?
Is
that possible for an actor to be involved with that? Like, how can an actor lie about his acting? And if he's an actor,
they don't know how to fake
that's
that
acting.
Yet.
Yeah.
They don't know how to fake that yet. But it is.
So I guess it'd have to be with music.
What if you found out that like
Johnny Depp was a guitar player?
what if you found out that Johnny Depp isn't really an actor? Like whenever they use his face, they just do something else with it. Like you can't fake that. But
yeah,
I think in my lifetime, Amber Heard has to be the worst or the best example of falling from grace that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, she got really nailed to the cross on that trial, man.
But what did
I didn't like her at all
from watching it. Like what did she do today? She must have thought about it. She must have been like, God, that court really fucked me. Oh, hi, honey, I see you on the swings. Like talking to her daughter. But when she sit to think with her own thoughts, like, what is she thinking about? It's narcissism. I'm sure she still thinks that she's, the biggest thing in the world at that trial. I'm sure she thinks that trial made her even more famous, but not in a way where she can actually like make a living, or it's not a career.
Well, she's got her fans. It's like Donald Trump, and he's got like half the country that loves him and the other half that hates him. So he's always got his fans. She's always got her Amber Heard fans, I guess, that are always going to stick with her.
I don't think there are many of those. I think that even her fans realized, okay, we're not even dumb enough to keep supporting her after this. I think she's the most hated woman in the country, if not the world, aside from political people.
That's a good question. That's a good, I
think Meghan Markle is probably the second most hated woman.
Who's Meghan Markle?
She's Prince Harry's wife.
Why is she hated? What did she do?
Dude, I don't even know. It's just a long story. I've just seen bits and clips, bits and pieces of what's going on with them. Basically, she married Prince Harry and then told him being part of the royal family is dumb. Let's move to L.A. And then Prince Harry left the royal family.
Oh, yeah.
And then went back to live with her. And you know what her job was? This is the best part. This is what I found out recently, and this is like, I don't really know much about it, but the part that made me laugh the most is that her job was, you remember Deal or No Deal? That TV show with Howie Mandel? Her job was to open the suitcases and go like that. And then
Nice.
Prince Harry, I guess, saw her on...
He's like, I got the suitcase girl. I got the suit. He's like bragging to all his buddies, like, dude, I'm hooking up with the suitcase girl.
You won't believe it, mate. Yo, mate, you won't believe it. I'm hooking up with the suitcase girl. Deal or no deal. Can't get any better. Yeah,
nice.
It's ridiculous. And he does whatever she
says.
That is
so cool.
And she's like, I had to sit there while the Queen told me to behave.
And the Queen's probably like, you're the suitcase girl. Sit down. And she's probably like, yes, ma'am.
Suitcase girl. Yeah, but I only only get so far into it, and then I'm like, all right, this is getting on my nerves. But everyone hates her. Everyone
Dude, that's
hates her.
awesome. So I give him credit because like he's in the royal family and he's like, you know what, family? Guess what?
Don't give him.
I'm with the suitcase, bro.
You have to pay more attention to it. He's not a good guy in any way. No, he's boo-hooing too. And it's funny because there was a bunch. I remember that somebody sent me like, it was like huge news that there was like Prince Harry was on he went to Vegas and he was like he got really fucked up and he got a bunch of prostitutes and there's pictures of him naked. There's pictures of him naked and shit. And then all of a sudden they were gone. Like, I guess the Queen had them taken off of the internet, like the whole thing.
Like the universe. She had him taken off the universe.
Yeah, she had him. She had his like little thing in Vegas, erased. And then Meghan Markle comes along. I'm apologizing to anybody that really doesn't want to fucking hear about this, but Meghan Markle comes along, and and then like Harry and Meghan are talking about how awful it was to be royalty, and then like nobody's mentioned the whole Vegas thing. Like it's really erased. Like they don't. It's just a funny world we live in, where like if you remember certain things that people try to get you to forget, you can't say anything. So you're like, what? I don't remember that. Like, so people's attention spans are so bad now that they can know something for a fact one day, and if they if you wait enough time, you won't even get them to remember that thing that they remembered was a fact. That's how stupid people are now. But anyway, all right. Questions. Beginning of question and answer period. The re-recorded CKY album. The first one sounds badass. I sent Maddie the new Dressed in Decay.
Yeah.
How about that?
I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but I mean, just be aware that pretty soon, I don't know when, too, but some really cool shit's going to be coming out. That's what I would have to say.
There's a lot of news right here. We're dying.
I'm surprised you even said that because I'm not saying nothing.
All right. I think that it would be okay to at least say, and my phone's going to die any second, so if I cut out.
Yeah, so is mine. So is mine.
Okay. All right, for last thing, I just want to say that the track listing for the first re-recorded CKY album is Shippensburg. Then the IDR songs are Sinking in the Underground, Shock and Terror, Flesh into Gear, and Inhuman Creation Station. And then the 4 Answer Can Be Found songs are Suddenly Tragic, The Way You Lived, Triple Manic State, and Dressed in Decay. And that's 9. There you have it. And they all sound fucking fantastic. I sent some notes to Ken. I'm so tired I can't even talk. I sent some notes to Ken. A couple things need to be changed, but it is amazing. I've been listening to it nonstop. Not just because I have to make sure I listen to it to find that it's okay, to approve it or whatever. But I'm a fan of these songs again because I was never able to listen to them for so long because of how they sounded. And now listening to them, they sound like big. They sound how they should have sounded.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was waiting for you to say it, but I think that's the point. Like now you're really feeling that the songs sound the way that you wanted them to sound like from the very beginning in your head when you wrote them, or whatever, which is amazing. Exactly. So that's why it's like a big deal. Without saying any more.
Decay has this huge ending. Dressed in Decay has this huge explosive ending that I always wanted. The Way You Lived has this really cool, clean guitar part that goes through the verses. There's a really cool like atmospheric part in Triple Manic State over the bridge before it goes into the guitar solo. There's a lot of cool stuff that I was just like, man, that should always have been.
He can't give you a 5-second preview because if he gave you a 5-second preview, it wouldn't do it justice because they're sonically so hi-fi that streaming it on this Smunday would not do it justice at all.
You would, it'd be unsatisfying and it wouldn't sound right. But 5 seconds not going to do anything.
Let's try. Nice try, Fred. Fred's just trying to get us to be like, oh yeah, well, good try.
You know, they sound, and another thing is that they sound like they're remixed. So they sound like they're the original versions, just remixed. Because I tried to sing them and play on guitars and bass and singing, even though Sean and Tim did the most. Sean did half the bass, maybe Ken did some bass and I did bass, and Tim did the drums. Even though they sound just like remixed versions of the old versions, because I played the guitars exactly the same. I sang exactly the same, all the harmonies, vocals, all the whisper vocals, everything that I did on the originals, I did the same exact way. So without having the master tapes or needing the masters, I just recreated them exactly how they were, and now they sound like remixes. So
yeah,
that's where I want to end. Maddie, anything you want to say?
I would say stay tuned for next Monday, because I think maybe then we can talk a little bit more about music news. But I'm really happy that we got to just chat with everybody today and have just a fun Monday. So
me too. All right, take care, guys. Later.